Zelax had fired at exactly 847 targets in his 23-year career as a combat instructor. 847 projectiles, each one calculated to miss by exactly 3 centimeters, each one a perfect demonstration of why recruits needed to respect magnetic acceleration weapons. Number 848 should have followed the same trajectory, a near miss designed to make the human consultant flinch, to make her understand the danger before he explained proper safety protocols. Instead, Emma Johnson tilted her head slightly, reached out with her left hand, and plucked the Railbolt from the air like someone catching a softball at a company picnic. "Oh, did you drop this?" she asked, holding the still-armed, still-live projectile out toward him. It was coming right at me. The training bay's emergency systems didn't wait for Zelax to process what had just happened. Alarms shrieked across Station Tier 9, lockdown protocols engaged with the grinding sound of blast doors, and somewhere in the command center, Kale Toss was probably having the worst morning of his administrative career. That's not possible, Zelax managed, his primary and secondary hearts doing completely different rhythms. That was traveling at Mach 7. Was it? Seemed pretty slow to me. Emma examined the Railbolt with mild interest, turning it over in her palm. Is this thing loaded? Feels loaded. According to YouTube analytics, 99.6% of viewers are not subscribed. That's a huge number. By subscribing the channel that is completely free, you'll help support the channel and never miss fresh content. You probably shouldn't wave loaded weapons around, that's like basic safety stuff. The training bay doors burst open. Kael'thas, station commander for 3 decades and veteran of 2 sector wars, stood in the doorway with his security detail, weapons drawn and pointed at Emma Johnson, who was currently trying to figure out how to safely set down a live Railbolt. "Freeze!" Kael'thas barked. "Do not move! Do not! Why are you still holding that?" "Well, he shot it at me and I don't know where the safety bin is," Emma said reasonably. "Also, your guys are pointing guns at me, which seems excessive. I'm literally just here to consult on the cafeteria upgrade." "Ma'am, you just caught a military-grade Railbolt traveling at supersonic speeds with your bare hand." "Oh, is that what that was?" Emma looked at the projectile again. "I mean, yeah, it was coming at my chest. What was I supposed to do? Let it hit me?" "That would have hurt." Kael'thas made a gesture, and his security team very slowly lowered their weapons, though they looked like they desperately wanted to keep them raised. "Instructor Zelax, what in the burning void just happened?" "I fired a training shot, Commander. Standard intimidation protocol, 3-centimeter miss margin." Zelax's voice had gone hollow. "She caught it, mid-flight." "That would have vaporized her chest cavity," Kael'thas said slowly. "Yeah, but it didn't," Emma pointed out. "Look, I'm fine. Can someone just tell me where to put this? And maybe we can talk about the walk-in freezer specifications. I've been here for 20 minutes, and we haven't discussed a single appliance." Kael'thas pulled out his communicator. "This is Station Commander Kael'thas to Galactic Military Command, Priority Alpha. We have a situation. The human consultant just caught a live Railbolt." "With her hand." "Yes, I'm serious. No, I'm not malfunctioning. Send Admiral Jotaro immediately." "I'm standing right here," Emma said. "You know I can hear you, right?" "Ma'am, please place the Railbolt on the ground very slowly." "Sure, but it's going to roll. This floor's not level." Emma crouched and gently set the projectile down. It immediately rolled 3 inches to the left. "See? Told you. You might want to fix that. It's a tripping hazard." Zelax found his voice again. "Commander, I need to review the security footage. This shouldn't be possible. The human nervous system can't process information that quickly. The reaction time alone—" "Already pulled it," Kael'thas said, his face doing something complicated. "She didn't react. She just moved, like she knew where it would be." "Of course I knew where it'd be," Emma said, standing up and dusting off her hands. "It was pointed at me. Basic trajectory stuff. You see where something's aimed, you see where it's going." She paused. Wait, can you guys not do that? The security detail exchanged glances. Kael'thas's mouth opened and closed twice before words came out. No, ma'am, we cannot track hypersonic projectiles with our eyes and intercept them mid-flight. Huh. Weird. Emma checked her watch. So about that freezer? Absolutely not, Kael'thas said. You're not going anywhere until we understand what just happened. This is now a level 5 containment situation. I'm contained for catching something? Emma's tone shifted from confused to annoyed. Look, I have 3 other stations to visit today. Can we speed this up? Ma'am, you just violated 17 laws of physics. Pretty sure physics doesn't have laws you can violate. That's not how physics works. Vex Thul, the station's armory master, arrived at a run, her breathing apparatus working overtime. She stopped, took in the scene, Zilax looking traumatized, Kael'thas looking grim, Emma looking impatient, and the Railbolt sitting on the floor, and immediately pulled out a scanning device. That's the projectile? She asked, already running her scanner over it. Yeah, that's the one she caught, Zilax confirmed. Vexthul's scan results made her go very still. This is still armed. The magnetic charge is intact. The acceleration field is residually active. She looked up at Emma. You grabbed an active Railbolt? I mean, I didn't know it was called that, but sure. The electromagnetic field alone should have induced cardiac arrest in any organic being within 2 meters. Emma patted her chest. Heart's still beating. See? I'm fine. This is impossible. And yet, Emma gestured at herself, completely fine. So maybe your understanding of possible needs updating? Admiral Jitaro arrived within the hour, which meant he'd been traveling at speeds that probably violated 3 different regulations. He swept into the training bay, followed by a science team led by chief physicist Azila, who looked like she'd been pulled from her lab mid-experiment and was not happy about it. Where is the human? Jitaro demanded. Break room, Kael'thas said. She said she needed coffee. You let her leave containment? Sir, the containment field didn't work. She walked through it, said it felt tingly. Jitaro closed his eyes for a long moment. Show me the footage. They watched it 17 times. Emma tilting slightly, Emma's hand moving. The Railbolt glowing with residual heat and crackling with magnetic force, simply stopping in her palm. Emma looking confused about why everyone was upset. Replay it at 1/10 speed, Azila said, her scientific fascination warring with her obvious distress. At 1/10 speed, it got worse. Emma's hand wasn't moving at normal speed. It was moving at exactly the right speed to intersect the Railbolt's trajectory. Her eyes tracked the projectile through its entire flight path. Her body had already begun shifting before Zilax's finger finished pulling the trigger. She's processing information faster than our combat computers, Vex Thul whispered. No, Azila corrected. She's processing information faster than physics should allow neural synapses to fire. The signal delay alone. Maybe human neural synapses work differently, Kael'thas suggested. Or maybe she's something else entirely, Jitaro said grimly. Where is she now? Still in the break room. She's on her 3rd coffee and is filling out a complaint form about the meeting running long. Jitaro straightened his uniform. I need to test something. Bring her to testing bay 7, and somebody find out what would make a human cooperate with potentially lethal testing. She mentioned she bills hourly, Kael'thas offered, and she's annoyed we haven't discussed freezer specifications. Pay her whatever she wants and promise to discuss frozen food storage extensively. I need to know the limits of human capability. Emma was not thrilled about more testing. She was even less thrilled when she saw Testing Bay 7, which looked like someone had built a firing range inside a containment facility inside a bunker. This seems excessive, she said, eyeing the weapon arrays pointed at a single spot on the floor. I just caught one thing. Ma'am, we need to understand what happened, Jitaro said, using his most diplomatic voice. For everyone's safety. Fine, but can we make this quick? And somebody better be taking notes about walk-in freezers. I have a full dossier on cooling systems ready for your review, Kael'thas promised, holding up a data pad. Okay then. What do you want me to do? What they wanted was to shoot increasingly dangerous projectiles at her. The first was another Railbolt. Emma caught it with her right hand this time, barely looking at it. Same as before. Next, 3 Railbolts simultaneously. Emma caught one, deflected 2 into the ceiling with a casual swat. This is kind of boring, actually. Are we almost done? A plasma bolt, which should have ionized her on contact. Emma leaned sideways and it passed through where she'd been standing. That one was slower. Try harder. An antimatter pellet in a containment field. Emma watched it come, reached out, and somehow, nobody could explain how, redirected its trajectory into a collection bin. That one felt weird, tingly in a different way. "How are you doing this?" Azila shouted from the observation deck, her scientific composure completely shattered. "You're violating causality. You're moving before the weapon fires." "No, I'm moving when I see you're about to fire," Emma called back. "There's like a dozen tells. The charging sound, the magnetic field spike, the way you all tense up, it's pretty obvious. Those events occur in microseconds." "Yeah, and? Are you guys not paying attention?" Jotaro held up a hand, stopping Azila's incipient breakdown. "Ma'am, I need you to understand the significance of what you're doing. You are demonstrating capabilities that exceed our most advanced combat systems. You are individually more dangerous than a squadron of fighter craft." Emma blinked. "What? No, I'm not. I just don't want to get shot. That's not dangerous, that's just self-preservation." "Human self-preservation apparently operates at levels we consider superhuman." "Or maybe your bar for superhuman is really low," Emma suggested. "Look, I grew up in Detroit. You learn to pay attention. You see where trouble's coming from. You move. It's not complicated." "Detroit?" Vexthul asked from the observation deck. "City on Earth. Kind of rough. You develop good reflexes." "Ma'am," Jotaro said carefully, "what you're describing as good reflexes is beyond anything we've encountered in 3,000 years of cataloging species. Please, help us understand. Walk us through what happens when we fire at you." Emma shrugged. "Okay, sure. So you're about to fire, right?" "Yes?" "I can tell because the weapon's charging. I hear the magnetic coils spin up, feel the field intensity change, and see Vexthul's finger on the trigger, so I know a projectile is coming." "You can hear the magnetic coils?" "Well, yeah, they're not quiet. They operate at frequencies most species can't detect." "Huh, anyway, I watch the barrel alignment and calculate trajectory. Basic geometry, I see where it's pointed. I know where the projectile will go. In microseconds." "Is that supposed to be hard?" "It's just looking," Emma demonstrated, pointing at various objects around the room and apparently tracking invisible trajectories. "That console, that door, that guy's head, that fire extinguisher. See? You just look at angles." Azila was typing frantically on her data pad. She's processing spatial relationships in real time, multiple simultaneous calculations, and she thinks it's just looking. "So once I know where it's going," Emma continued, "I just move, catch it or don't be there. Whatever makes more sense." "You move faster than the projectile?" "No, I move before you finish firing. I'm not fast, I'm just paying attention." Emma paused. "Wait, do you guys not pay attention to stuff?" The observation deck went silent. You don't automatically track threats?" Emma asked slowly. "You don't instinctively calculate trajectories and plan movement? You don't process environmental changes constantly?" "No species does that," Jotaro said quietly. "No species can. But that's just being aware of your surroundings. That's basic." Emma looked genuinely confused now. "How do you guys survive if you're not paying attention?" "Shields," Vexthul said weakly. "Armor. We use technology because we can't simply dodge." Oh, Emma processed this. Oh, so when I caught that first bolt, you weren't testing me, you genuinely thought it would miss. Yes. And when it didn't miss, you thought I'd be hurt. Vaporized, ma'am, but I just caught it. Which should be impossible. Emma started laughing. It wasn't cruel laughter, just genuine amusement mixed with disbelief. Oh my God, you guys really can't dodge. You're all just incredibly slow? By human standards, apparently yes, Jotaro admitted. No wonder you have all these weapons and shields and safety protocols. You actually need them. Emma wiped her eyes. I thought this was all for show, like workplace safety theater. It is not theater, ma'am. These weapons are lethal. To you guys, maybe, but humans... Emma trailed off, realization dawning. Oh no. Oh, this is bad, isn't it? Why is it bad? Kael'thas asked. Because if you're all this slow, and you didn't know humans were this much faster. Emma looked at Jotaro. You're military. You're thinking about humans as a threat. Jotaro didn't deny it. We're not a threat, Emma said firmly. We just want to live our lives. I literally just serve food for a living. Most humans are doing normal jobs, living normal lives. We're not interested in fighting anybody. But you could. Could and would are different things. Emma crossed her arms. Look, just because I can catch a bullet doesn't mean I want to. Just because I could dodge plasma doesn't mean I'm going to start fights. We're not monsters. I didn't say you were. But you're thinking it. I can see it in your posture, hear it in your voice. You're scared. Emma's expression softened. You don't need to be. Humans are cooperative. We like helping. That's why I'm here, to help design better cafeterias so your people can eat better food. Ma'am, you understand that from a military perspective, humanity represents an unquantifiable threat. Yeah, I get it, Emma sighed. But from a human perspective, you guys represent new friends who need better kitchen equipment. See the difference? Ozila spoke up from the observation deck. If you don't mind my asking, how many humans have these capabilities? All of us? It's just how humans are. Emma saw their expressions and added quickly, but we don't go around catching bullets for fun. Most of us never need to. We have traffic laws and safety regulations and generally don't shoot at each other. Most of you? Jotaro seized on that word. Well, I mean, some places on Earth have problems, but that's socio-economic stuff, not species capabilities. Emma held up her hands. We're getting off track. The point is, I'm not special. Any human could do what I did. We just usually don't need to. The silence that followed was deafening. Any human, Kael'thas repeated slowly. Yeah, I mean, some are faster, better trained, more athletic. But baseline, we all pay attention, track movement, calculate threat response. It's built in, evolution stuff, something about predators and survival. There are 8 billion humans on Earth, Vex Thul said distantly. Yeah, give or take. Why? 8 billion individuals, each one capable of defeating our weapon systems through pure reflexes. When you put it like that, it sounds scary, but really, we're mostly just worried about rent and jobs and what's for dinner. Jotaro pulled out his communicator. This is Admiral Jotaro to Galactic Military Command. Emergency session required, council level. Topic: Humanity represents a civilizational scale capability differential. Yes, I'm serious. Every single human, all 8 billion of them, will need to completely rewrite our engagement protocols. Can I go now? Emma asked. I really do have other stations to visit. Absolutely not. We need comprehensive documentation of human capabilities. I'll bill overtime. Done. And someone has to actually listen to my freezer recommendations. I'll take personal notes, Kael'thas promised. Fine. Emma checked her watch again. But I'm stopping for lunch in 2 hours, and if anyone shoots anything at me during my lunch break, I'm filing a formal complaint. The testing continued for 3 more days. Emma caught everything they fired at her: railbolts, plasma, sonic weapons, gravitational distortions, even a controlled singularity that she somehow deflected with a precisely timed push. "It's just Newton's third law," she explained while Azila's entire physics team had collective breakdowns. "Equal and opposite reaction. You just gotta push at the right angle." "You pushed a singularity." "Well, yeah, it was coming at me." By day 4, the Galactic Council had assembled an emergency session. Emma found herself standing before representatives from 200 species, all of them staring at her with expressions ranging from fascination to terror. "Ma'am," the council speaker said carefully, "we need to understand humanity's intentions toward the galactic community." "To participate peacefully?" Emma offered. "Look, we've been saying this the whole time. We want to trade, share culture, make friends. Learn stuff, see cool space things. We're not interested in conquering anybody." "But you could." "Could, wouldn't. How many times do I have to say this?" Emma was getting tired of that question. Yes, humans have good reflexes. Yes, we process information quickly. Yes, that apparently makes us scary to you. But we're also the species that cries at sad movies and rescues stray animals and spends hours debating the best pizza toppings. We're complex. We're not just our combat capabilities. "You must understand our concern," another counselor said. "Your species could theoretically—" "Theoretically, lots of things," Emma interrupted. "But in practice, we're applying to join your community, following your laws, trying to fit in. Judge us by our actions, not your fears." The council debated for 6 more hours. Emma ate a sandwich and filled out cafeteria design specifications while they argued. Finally, they reached a decision. "Humanity will be granted provisional membership," the council speaker announced. "However, new protocols will be implemented. All human-staffed vessels must carry diplomatic flags. All stations hosting humans must have updated safety procedures. All species must be informed of human capabilities to prevent incidents." "That's fair," Emma said. "Can I add one thing?" "Yes?" "Maybe work on your reflexes? We could teach classes or something. Seems like you guys would benefit from some basic awareness training." The suggestion caused another hour of debate, but eventually they agreed. Within a year, human situational awareness training became mandatory for military personnel across 3 sectors. Zilax never returned to active instruction. He took an administrative position where he didn't need to handle weapons. Kael'thas implemented Emma's cafeteria recommendations and saw station satisfaction ratings increase by 40%. Vexthul developed new safety protocols that assumed humans could and would interact with things they shouldn't be able to. Admiral Jataro wrote a comprehensive military doctrine titled Engagement Protocols for Enhanced Capability Species, Human Division, that basically boiled down to, don't fight humans. Just don't. Azila published 14 papers on human neurology, all of which concluded with variations of, "We have no idea how this works." Emma finished her consulting tour, got paid substantial overtime, and returned to Earth where she told her friends she'd had a weird week at work. 6 months later, Kael'thas sent her a message. "Station Tire 9's cafeteria now rated best in the sector. Thank you. Also, please never come back. Respectfully." Emma sent back, "Glad the freezer worked out. Don't worry, plenty of other stations need consulting. Try to relax, and maybe practice catching things. Start with something soft." She attached a video tutorial on catching tennis balls. Kael'thas watched it 3 times, then filed it under impossible human expectations, and tried not to think about how humans considered supersonic reflexes baseline normal. Somewhere in the galactic archives, a new entry appeared. Species designation, human. Threat level, absolute. Recommended response, friendship. Do not engage in combat under any circumstances. Seriously, just don't. And on Earth, Emma Johnson went back to work, completely unaware that she'd accidentally become the reason the galaxy would never, ever start a war with humanity. She had inventory to manage after all. Priorities.